For most people, gemstones are simple. You buy them, wear them, admire them, maybe pass them down one day. The idea that a gemstone could be illegal sounds ridiculous at first. How could a shiny stone get you into trouble? But in some parts of the world, owning or selling the wrong gemstone can lead to fines, confiscation, or even prison time. And the strangest part is that many people already own these stones without realizing their essay problem. One of the most controversial gemstones on the planet is jade. Not because it's dangerous, and not because it's fake, but because it's powerful. In countries like Myanmar, jade isn't just jewelry, it's money, politics, and history wrapped into a single stone. For decades, jade mining has been linked to smuggling networks, armed groups, and massive illegal trade. Governments stepped in, not to stop people from enjoying jade, but to control who profits from it. In some countries, exporting jade without special permission is illegal. Even owning certain types of jade can raise questions if you can prove where it came from. That's because jade has been used to fund conflicts, bypass sanctions, and move wealth across borders quietly. A gemstone small enough to fit in your pocket can be worth millions, and unlike cash, it doesn't raise alarms easily. Then there's ruby. To most people, rubies are just red gemstones associated with royalty and luxury. But rubies from certain regions have a complicated past. In places like Myanmar, rubies were once restricted or banned from international trade due to sanctions. Buying or selling them wasn't just a business decision, it became a political act. Some countries restricted imports entirely, not because rubies were harmful, but because the money from them was believed to support regimes or conflicts. This is where gemstone laws get confusing. The same ruby can be perfectly legal in one country and restricted in another, depending on origin. Two stones that look identical can have completely different legal status. And unless you're a trained dealer with proper paperwork, you might never know the difference. Amber is another gemstone that surprises people. It looks harmless, almost playful. Fossilized tree resin, often with insects trapped inside. But in certain countries, amber is considered a national treasure. In places like Poland and parts of Eastern Europe, amber mining and export are heavily regulated. Smuggling amber has become a serious crime because large deposits are protected by law. Tourists have unknowingly broken regulations by trying to take raw amber out of the country. Even turquoise, one of the oldest gemstones used by humans, can be restricted. In some regions, turquoise mines are protected as cultural heritage sites. The stone isn't banned outright, but unauthorized mining or export is illegal. Governments aren't trying to stop people from wearing turquoise. They're trying to stop the destruction of land and the loss of historical resources. One of the most misunderstood cases involves diamonds themselves. While diamonds aren't banned globally, certain diamonds are. Conflict diamonds, also known as blood diamonds, are restricted under international agreements. These diamonds were used to fund wars and violence. As a result, many countries participate in systems that track diamond origins. Selling or importing diamonds without proper certification can be illegal, even if the diamond itself is real and valuable. This is why paperwork matters more than people realize. A gemstone without documentation isn't just suspicious, it can be legally dangerous. Collectors often assume that owning a gemstone is always safe. But customs officials don't care how beautiful a stone is. They care where it came from, how it was mined, and who profited from it. There's also the issue of environmental damage. Some gemstones are restricted because mining them causes massive harm. In certain countries, mining bans were introduced after rivers were poisoned, forests destroyed, and local communities displaced. When a gemstone causes more damage than benefit, governments step in. The stone itself becomes a symbol of exploitation rather than beauty. What makes this even more complicated is that laws change over time. A gemstone that was perfectly legal 10 years ago might be restricted today. Sanctions shift, governments fall, trade agreements expire. A collector who bought a stone legally in the past might struggle to sell it internationally now. The gemstone didn't change, the rules did. This creates a strange situation where ignorance isn't protection. Many people break gemstone laws without ever intending to. They buy a stone online, they inherit jewelry, they travel with it, and suddenly, they're asked questions they can't answer. Where did this come from? Who sold it to you? Do you have proof? The truth is, gemstone bans aren't really about the stones. They're about control. Control of money, land, history, and power. Gemstones are valuable, portable, and difficult to trace. That makes them perfect tools for both wealth and crime. Governments don't ban gemstones because they hate beauty. They restrict them because they understand how dangerous unchecked value can be. And here's the uncomfortable part. Some of the most beautiful gemstones in the world have ugly stories behind them. Conflict, exploitation, environmental destruction, and corruption. When a gemstone becomes too powerful, it stops being just decoration. It becomes leverage. This doesn't mean you should be afraid of gemstones. It means you should be informed. Know what you're buying. Ask where it came from. Understand that value isn't just about sparkle. It's about history, legality, and impact. The idea that a gemstone could be illegal feels strange because we associate gems with romance and luxury. But in reality, gemstones sit at the intersection of beauty and power. And when power is involved, rules follow. So the next time you see a gemstone and think it's just a stone, remember this. Somewhere in the world, that same gemstone might be restricted, controlled, or completely illegal. Not because it's dangerous to wear, but because of what it represents. And that raises a final question worth thinking about. If a gemstone is banned in one country and celebrated in another, what does that really say about its value?